Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Live Trading Room's Daily Forex Analysis. Today is Wednesday, February the 28th, and it's a quarter to midday. Let's see how the Forex market is performing through the index grid of our best and worst dashboard. The Australian dollar is in first position, gaining 2.32% on its currency basket, followed by the yen, ahead by 2.15%. The Canadian dollar is gaining 0.85%, and the US dollar 0.25%. The euro is slightly below parity, losing 0.13%. The British pound is losing 1.22%. The New Zealand dollar is down by 1.79%, and the Swiss franc comes last, down by 2.49%. The power strength gives us the Swiss franc 100% short and the Australian dollar 100% long. We have high percentages on the New Zealand dollar and the yen, also respectively 85% short and 85% long. The best trades so far in the forex market are Aussie Swiss franc ahead by 0.60% and Swiss franc yen losing 0.58%. Now let's go to the charts to analyze the majors. Aussie US dollar is moving in a bullish tendency, just below target number 1 of the bullish zone of the target geometry, gaining 0.24% on a daily basis. The market reacted on the previous daily low and started to climb. Now the market is correcting from the intraday high marked at 0.7812 with a bearish price action at a scalping and intraday level. We have an 85% long Australian dollar against a 57% long US dollar, so should the market remain above 0.78, we may have a moderate continuation to the upside toward the weekly opening at 0.7840. The euro dollar is moving in a slight bearish tendency, retracing from the intraday low marked at 121.98. Market seems to be finding resistance along this Fibonacci daily fan, and we have a bearish price action again at a scalping level. The pair is losing 0.08% on a daily basis within a bearish percentage confluence up to the monthly level. We have an RSI below 50 from M30 to the daily, a 57% short euro against a 57% long US dollar. So should the market go back below 122.14, we may have a continuation to the downside. The scenario would change above the daily opening. Entry level of the bullish zone of the target geometry on a daily basis, 122.50. The cable is also moving in a slight bearish tendency just above target number 1 of the bearish zone of the target geometry. We have a bearish price action at an intraday and multi-day level, a bearish percentage confluence up to the monthly level, and the pair is losing 0.21% on a daily basis. We have an RSI below 50 up to the daily time frame, a 71% short British pound against a 57% long US dollar. And we have a weekly statistical forecast in favor of a possible continuation to the downside. So should the market remain below 138.87, we may have a continuation of the current move. Kiwi US dollar gave a bearish signal at the breakout of the previous daily low. We have a confluent price action, and we are at the target number 1 level of the bearish zone of the target geometry at 0.7214. We have a bearish percentage confluence up to the monthly level. The pair is losing 0.26% on a daily basis. We have an RSI below 50 up to the daily time frame and a weekly forecast in favor of a possible continuation. So with an 85% short New Zealand dollar against a 57% long US dollar, we may have a continuation of the bearish move. US dollar Canada is moving sideways inside the no trade zone of the target geometry with a slight bearish tendency and a bearish price action at a scalping and intraday level. The pair is losing 0.08% on a daily basis. We have an RSI below 50 on the scalping timeframes. Both currencies are performing well on their respective currency baskets, so we may expect a limited daily range. Should the market descend below 127.58, we may have a moderate continuation to the downside. US dollar Swiss franc is moving in a bullish tendency. The market already broke the previous daily high, and we are at the target number 4 level of the bullish zone of the target geometry, just below 0.9423. We have a bullish price action at a multi-day level and a breakout of the previous highs on the daily and the weekly time frame. A bullish percentage confluence up to the monthly level, and the pair is gaining 0.35% on a daily basis. The RSI is above 50 up to the daily time frame, and we have a confluent Swiss franc against a positive US dollar, so we may have a continuation to the upside. Let's close the analysis with US dollar yen, which is moving in a slight bearish tendency just below target number 1 of the bearish zone of the target geometry at 107.11. We have a bearish price action at an intraday and multi-day level. The pair is losing 0.24% on a daily basis, and we have the RSI below 50 on every time frame except H4. We have a confluent yen 100% long against a 57% long US dollar, so should the market remain below 107.19, we may have a slight continuation to the downside. That's all for today's analysis. Thank you for your attention. Good day and good trading from Live Trading Room.